Hi everyone, my name is Adam and I'm your host here at the Out of Bounds podcast. I'm also your host for this YouTube channel. I'm also your social media guy for our Instagram page at Out of Podcast and our Facebook page, whatever that is. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 men's all mountain skis for 2020. These are my picks. I don't care about your opinion in this particular case. I think they're good picks. If you want to argue with me, feel free to argue in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong about whatever. Feel free. I would love to see some response to this. So these are in no particular order, with the exception of the honorable mention that did not make the cut, but is one of my favorite skis personally. The first one I'm going to talk about, and for those of you that don't know much about the show or that aren't followers of the podcast, we are sponsored by Fisher Skis in a media deal. So technically, I have to tell you this, not for any reason other than I would feel bad if I just said, oh, I picked this Fisher Ranger 99 Ti, which I did pick in my top 5. I would feel bad not acknowledging my bias, I guess. I did pick this ski in my range, the Fisher Ranger 99 Ti, because for me, this ski saw the most improvement of any ski in this category from last season. It was floppy last year. You had to ski it in a huge size. It was fun, but you had to ski in a really big size to get any real edge hold out of it. And the new version, the new 99 Ti, as well as the rest of the Ranger family, really got some meat to it now. They hold an edge extremely well. They're powerful. They're strong skis. They're kind of dead, but they have energy. I really like the new graphic, the new tip profile. Behind me, you'll see the 107 Ti, which is one of my favorites as well. That's what I skied on in the spring. They're just extremely versatile, powerful skis. So, and I guess before we go on, I should mention what I'm classifying as an all-mountain ski here in general, in this particular category, is your one ski quivers, your skis that you could take anywhere on the mountain, whether it was boilerplate or you're chasing crud, you're chasing POW, you're chasing whatever. These are the skis that you would kind of want to look to for basically all of North America. They're really, with the exception of some parts of the East Coast, I guess, like 100 might seem a little wide, or if you're still a dad and you're skiing on race skis or whatever, and you think that that's the best powder option, whatever, like this video isn't for you, and this conversation isn't for you. And again, these are my picks. This is how I feel about them. You guys can do whatever you want, and I don't really care where you buy them or what skis you buy or anything like that. I'm just trying to provide information here. So, Ranger 99 Ti. I like that ski a lot because it's extremely versatile. On a hard pack day, you can really lay that ski in. It holds an extremely good edge. And I don't know, I just really like the ski. To me, it felt like it would be wrong to not acknowledge the amount of work that they did in this line. This line is a totally different range of skis, so if you didn't feel like it was for you before, it might be for you now. And again, I'm a big fan. All bias aside, this is actually a ski that I favor pretty heavily when I go to pick something on a regular day. The next ski is, in my opinion, bar none, the easiest selling ski on any ski wall. And for those of you, again, that don't know me, I have a ski shop background. My family owns Colorado Ski Shop, and that's been my life since I was a little kid. This is the easiest ski to sell I've ever sold since I was 12, 13, whatever, realistically. This is by far the easiest ski to sell that exists. And I know it's not a sexy pick for top 10 because it hasn't changed from last year, and I just said it would be unfair to acknowledge the work that they did in the last one. This ski is so good. Anybody can ski it in any condition. Even if you're a low-level intermediate, this ski, even with 2 sheets of metal in the right size, is still accessible to you. The cool thing about it is that depending on where you ski, whether you're a straight up and down, a backseat guy, or you're really far forward, and depending on how you drive the ski reacts differently, and that's kind of what allows it to be for everyone. The Enforcer 100 is kind of the right width. It was the first one to come out in that series, and it's just a great ski. I mean, it's just everybody sells out of it. Nobody's giving deals on it. I mean, the thing is just it's a workhorse. It really sells extremely well. And it skis extremely well. I was on it for a long time. I've got one in the corner behind me. I mean, it's just like, I don't ski it that much anymore because I'm kind of over it. Just because it's like, you can only ski the same ski so many times. And I put a lot of days on that thing. But it's one of the best skis overall, especially when you're talking about a consumer standpoint. A lot of these gear reviews that you see, a lot of these previews and magazines and whatever, the buyer's guides are very geared towards who pays them. We know this, right? Like, this isn't news to anybody, I don't think. Who pays them? It's also what ski is new, what ski is hot, what marketing push is going to be put in there. I think this pick is kind of indicative of, it's just a good ski. Like, that's what it's come down to. It doesn't have to be new to be a good ski. This is still a top 5 ski on any ski wall, and I'd argue a top 3 ski on any ski wall. And don't let anybody else tell you different. And there's 2 other pretenders. I'm not going to call out brands right now, but there's 2 other pretender versions of this ski. If you think you know what they are, comment below. The next ski on my list is the Blizzard Rustler 10. This ski I like for a lot of the same reasons that I like the Enforcer. It's just a good ski. Anybody can ski it. The metal in it isn't as aggressive. Like, there's not as much metal in this ski as there is in an Enforcer. It only extends through about 75% of the ski, and you can actually see it. The raised portion of the ski is going to be where the metal is. It still charges though. It's so fun. It's so light. You can put a touring binding on it. The thing's just a blast to ski on. They had some durability issues last year, but overall, this is one of my favorite skis. And I think with the new top sheet change, there's not going to be any durability issues. This is one of my favorite skis overall, and it's actually light enough to put a touring binding on, and it still charges. So the Rustler 10, I think, is a no-brainer on this list. And I think in every mag review and every buyer's guide, Rustler will be in there. The next one is the Salomon QSD 99. This is a ski that was really good last year. Like, it was an excellent ski. And I don't think anybody would have argued about that, but it was a little dead. It was a little boring. It was a little predictable. It was a Rossi. Somebody's going to be mad at me for saying that. It was, but that being said, like, some people really like skis like that. And there's a whole market based on people that like skis like that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. So before anybody gets too upset, I think that's something to be aware of. The QSD 99 this year is lighter. It's more energetic. They changed the core material. It's a different ski. It's super fun. It's playful, but it holds an edge well. It's got some power. Again, light enough to put a touring binding on. Dare I say, put on a shift on this particular model. This is a great do-everything ski, especially if you're not particularly heavy and you don't want a ton of metal on your ski. This is a really good option. And honestly, for crud days, for fun days, this is really one that should be at the top of your to-do list. I mean, it's really one you should consider. The last one on the main portion of this list here is the K2 Mindbender. I'm sure all of you are sick of hearing about the Mindbender by now because it's everywhere. It's all over social media. It's on every pro skier that's sponsored by K2's Instagram feed. It's on everybody's website. Every shop is pushing branded content for the Mindbender. It's a good ski. At the end of the day, it's a really, really good ski. And I'm super excited for K2 to have a ski like this again, where it has some power, it has some integrity. They changed the shovel style. It's not, the Pinnacle was okay at the end of the day, but it's very floppy. Didn't have a lot of energy. They tried to make it too accessible, and it really wasn't that. The Mindbender has power. It has some strength to it. There's metal in it. It's similar design and similar profile, I guess, to a Blizzard Rustler in terms of construction. So there's a lot of metal in it, but not all the metal in it. It's not overbearing, but it holds an edge extremely well. You're going to see this ski on a lot of things. I actually put a shift on mine, which I have behind me, which is the blue one. It's just a different graphic. Don't freak out. I'm not pretending it's a different ski. It is the Mindbender 99. I love the ski. I think it's great. My only recommendation is that the 77 skis a little short to me. I have a 77, but I wish I had the 84. It's a great ski overall, though, and I'm really, really happy that this ski and this line from K2 exists in general. Honorable mention, the Forefront MSP 99. I skied this at Free Skier Test in the spring, and honestly, it was one of my favorite skis. It was a blast to ski on, had a ton of energy, ton of life. The only reason I didn't include it in the main portion of this list is because, I don't know enough. I haven't skied enough Forefront skis to really add it to my list confidence-wise, I guess, because the other skis on this list are established brands. You know that they stand behind their product. You know what they are, and I'm sure Forefront does too. I just don't have enough experience with it to confidently say on my list that they're going to be in my top 5, but the ski blew me away. Truly. I mean, it was one of the most fun skis that I have skied on in a long time, and it held on boilerplate, and it held on the soft day too. I was super impressed with this, and I actually didn't expect to like it, and I really, really liked it. So that being said, the Forefront MSP 99 is a great ski, and I would highly recommend you demo one if you get the chance to. But that's it. That's my list. That's this week's video. Men's all-mountain skis, 95 to 100 underfoot. This is the core of the market for most people. This is the one ski quiver. This is the do-everything ski. And honestly, it's the best ski for many, many days on the hill for a lot of us. Be sure to check out my show, the Out of Bounds podcast, on Spotify, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, wherever you get your stuff. We post some of it to YouTube, but who really wants to just watch a rotating alien logo on YouTube for an hour? Check out the show. We've got some awesome guests coming up, including Marty Schaefer from Kapow Guiding, as well as Katie Burrell from the movie Dream Job, and many, many more. I'm excited to share some more episodes with you guys. Be sure to hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks.